So it's been half a year since the last presents. What? Aside from that, let's discuss and analyze this one. First off, we get to see some updates with the World Championships happening it may have actually happened by the time this video comes out, but in any case, the whole thing with exploring Yokohama and finding Pokemon around it is a really nice idea. Then Path to the Peak is a cool new thing. TCG players are probably ecstatic about the trading card game finally getting some more representation, especially in presents lately. Like, I think the first time it ever came in a presents in the beginning of the year, and now again, which is really cool, but I could be wrong in that. Then Pokemon Detective Pikachu looks really cool. While the graphics really have me split, as in I don't know if I think it looks really good or if I think it looks really outdated, it still has a nice scale to everything. It looks like it'll have some exploration, which looks really nice. I especially love the atmospheric set pieces. They all invoke a sense of exploration, which is further exemplified by the rideable Pokemon. Honestly, a feature I'd like to see in mainline games, to be able to explore optional areas with more experimental stuff like this. Now normally my non-existent assistant would be pressuring me to cover the mobile games, but since he's not here today, I can just say that I don't really have any new things to talk about in regards to them. But the GBA and N64 games look really cool. I really want to see the mainline games on them though. Pokemon Sleep is Pokemon Sleep. It's ever since it got announced, I feel like it's been the center of attention, oddly enough. Like as if that's the new main spin-off. Pokemon Sleep. That's what we're all looking forward to. But you know, maybe some people are actually really enjoying it. Then Mewtwo and Mew having some spotlight was pretty interesting. I'm pretty sure a lot of people predicted that with like the M. Something about that, I wasn't really paying much attention to that. But honestly, I'm surprised that they didn't save the whole event for later, like after the first or second DLC, to keep it, like, you know, just save it to stretch out time, like have people come back to it while things are going on or after the DLCs, you know, just things like that. But it's nice to be able to play the game some more in the build up to the DLC in any case. Now it's time for the analysis. Pretty quick, huh? And you know, I haven't seen anyone talk about this, but the anti-aliasing has gotten a lot better, like major leaps, but with improving the anti-aliasing in my opinion. And that's what it looks like just in all of the shots that I see. The Clefairy being the one shown with the trainer during the sweeping shot is definitely intriguing. I wonder if that means anything. Like, the entire trailer has this whole, like, night theme with Kitakami. It's said to have come from space, and the shot is at night when it usually appears, and the moon is out, and I'm just thinking that maybe it has a connection with the unusual Paradox Pokemon. Just food for thought. Moving on, am I the only one who thinks that the shot with Yanma is gorgeous? The environment, lighting, everything. Also, I'm noticing what I assume to be new animations with Pokemon like Apom sleeping on a rock, when before Pokemon normally exclusively slept under trees. Also, the anti-aliasing for sure got better when looking at them in the cave. It's a whole lot more smoother. The environments in the back don't look like it could be accessed, yet we look off of it as if we can go there. I wonder if it's like a closed off area or if it's some really foggy place. I have a feeling we won't be able to access Kitakami from Paldea though, and more of those boards spread around. And again, we just see a lot better anti-aliasing. Also, Terastal forms, these look awesome. I hope there are more. And just a question, why is this cave so shiny? It looks so detailed. It looks almost like there's water just running around, so I guess that's why. The staircases also look so naturally immersed into the ground. In any case, I'm excited to see what the Teal Mask Kitakami has in store for us, because it looks really nice and just like it'll have like this calm, chill atmosphere, and I feel like it's just something that almost helps you take it. You know how sometimes a game could feel really intense, so you basically have to play it at the pace it wants you to play. I feel like these two DLCs feel a lot more chill, so we could just take it at a calmer pace. I mean, they even say it in the trailer. But now onto Teal Mask and Indigo Disk. I totally forgot what it was called. Okay, and now onto the Indigo Disk. First off, it looks really nice. Like, I really like the atmosphere. It's just something that we really haven't seen in Pokemon before, and I think it could be just really interesting to be explored. Like, I don't know, I think it's really cool. The terrarium looks amazing, and I'm excited to explore that. I do hope that there will be things to do there, but yeah. And by the way, don't worry, I'm gonna cover Kitakami in a moment after. I'm sort of just going in the order the trailer does it. Whatever, either way. I'm also really excited for the room customization, but it doesn't look that in depth, so I wouldn't expect much from it. Like, it just seems like it's different skins almost of it, you know? And next, we have free flying. That is so exciting. I was really hoping for it, and I even made a video after the game came out saying why I thought it wasn't implemented. But now it will be, hopefully. It shows that no matter how logical we could try to make our guesses, they are, at the end of the day, guesses. Without being told up front, we can't be for sure. I originally thought these rivals would be version exclusive, but it looks like not, which I'm really happy about. I want to see them all in action. The new league also seems like an interesting idea. Now onto the post-analysis. Huh? My non-existent assistant is back? What do you want? Oh, Raikou and Kobalian Paradox forms? Yeah, I should probably mention them, shouldn't I? Huh, well, they look cool. Not sure what else to say. Why are they both really long, though? Also, Terapagos and whatever that other form is seems like they'll be only in Terra raids and not in the story, which I find interesting. And I also can't wait to find out what Area 0 has to do with the DLCs. First off, Terastal earrings. What does that mean? Do they know something we don't? I feel like they'll have a big part of the story, especially like in the climax. Also, new details of Pokemon eating apples. I wonder if we'll be able to use these apples ourselves. It's really seeming a lot more like Pokemon Snap, huh? Also, we now could take pictures in Kitakami, which I'm really excited for because, I don't know, it's just nice to have more things to do. And like a selfie stand, finally. I'm excited for that. But it's also possible that the apples will just like fall off the trees and whatever. And also, the town has much better anti-aliasing. That's for sure been an improvement that they've been focusing on. I'm also excited for all the minigames that were shown in the trailer. I really like minigames in games, so just nice to have them, and I hope that I'll be able to get some good things with them. The mochi seems like a really good idea, especially for competitive players, so I hope that'll be good for them. Perhaps they won't really utilize it that much because I feel like they probably wouldn't really enjoy minigames. Who knows, maybe a lot of competitive players will really like doing those minigames. And then we also get shown rematches. I really like the idea of that, like to be able to interact with other players, like just keeping the game alive. That's just a really nice idea. I also wonder what the League Club will do because they say that there's activities there, but I don't really get it other than having rematches and stuff, so I wonder if there will be more things to do. I also missed this earlier with the decorations, how I said that there would probably be less, but they do say that you could decorate it as you like freely, so I wonder if maybe you can decorate it, you know, freely, but who knows. And also, it'd probably be a good idea to mention our Chaladon, which I think looks awesome. Personally, yeah, that's sort of it for the presents. I sort of went back to see if there's really anything else I could say on it, but I feel like there isn't really much to say on the DLCs in general, even with Sword and Shield. Like, until it comes out, not much. Okay, so at first I thought I was gonna end the video, but apparently not. So yeah, let's just see what Pokemon has in store for us, I guess. Yeah, number one, I already was saying like earlier, the anti-aliasing, like it just looks so good, the water with Froakie, and like it looks like all the starters are coming back in the latter DLC, the Indigo Disk, and the textures, everything looks so much more polished, and like we see more types of nature, like with the trees and stuff, and like again, everything looks so much more smooth and clean. But like just moving on to the battles, it introduces a few new moves. One is Psychic Noise, which prevents the other Pokemon from healing, which I don't know if it specifically prevents items, like item healing, or just healing in general. And then there's another move called Upper Hand, which hits before a target's priority move. So I guess, is there like a new level of priority? Because I'm pretty sure there were like set levels of priority. So is there like now another one? It looks like it also flinches the opponent. Then Raging Bolt is revealed to be an electric dragon type, which has the move Thundercup, which is a priority move. And Iron Crown is a steel and psychic type, cool. And it has the move Tachyon Cutter, which hits twice in a row, which, yeah, we saw getting used against Mimikyu, so pretty nice. And that's about it for the battles that were being shown. We also do see the Thundercalp one-shotting Iron Bundle, which I think is pretty interesting because I know it's used a lot in competitive. Not sure how its defenses are. I mean, it's like an electric type being used against it, so I mean, it makes sense. But like, you know, I just wonder if like it's that strong. Which I mean, it makes sense if it's pretty strong because you know it's a legendary. Moving on, we now are introduced to our old friends. And like there are some more screenshots on the Pokemon website. Oh wow, this looks so adorable. And we see new locations, like this hut. Huh, I wonder what that's gonna be all about. Probably just like teleport points like in Area 0. Moving on, there's also a 19th type of terastallization. Let's see what the Pokemon website actually has to say on it. So, we don't actually know what this terastallization new thing is, but I can make some guesses, right? That's sort of like what we're here for, right? So, let's predict what this is going to be. So going through all of the options, all the options that I could think of. One, it could maybe combine all types of types and whatever, but I just don't think that's likely, because I mean, that just would sort of be a mess, like just being able to contain every type in one move, you know? We see that you could use Terra Burst with it, so I think it has to have some type of effect. Then the second possibility I thought was that maybe it could just power up every type, which I mean would be pretty overpowered, but like just something I considered, right? I don't think that either, because we actually see in screenshots that it has its own Terra Burst, meaning it has its own exclusive properties, meaning it seems to just be its own thing, which makes me feel like at most it has to be some type of new type, which doesn't really make so much sense, but I think it's like the best conclusion I could come to. Like I said earlier, that would just all be a mess. But at the same time, it's its own thing, so I don't really know what it's really hinting at. We were sort of trying to figure out, like, we already knew something like this would happen because of Terapagos, and we saw all the types on its back. Like, I'm sure like a lot of us were just all thinking, like, what does that really mean? Does it just have the properties of all types, or like, you know, what's going on with it? But it's just really hard to tell at the moment, and I'm honestly surprised that they could reveal something that like is so hard to find. Like, it's so, like, how do you come to a conclusion with this? I feel like, so at the very least we know that it has to have its own properties, or I don't know, maybe something more complicated, like it takes the properties of whatever type the Pokemon already is, or you could give it whatever properties you want, but I don't think that's the case because it has its own logo in the move area. So I definitely think it's its own unique thing that has its own weaknesses and strengths when it comes to like type advantages. You get the point, right? So I am very curious as to what this basically entails. Maybe perhaps it's like always super effective against the opponent. It would be pretty overpowered, but I think like I wouldn't get rid of that idea. Like, you know, maybe that's possible. Another possibility could be maybe maybe it's not particularly containing every type, but maybe it contains properties of like just a few types. That doesn't really, like, again, it just seems like it would be so hard to manage. Like, it seems like it would be so hard to manage that I don't really see that happening, but you know, again, a possibility, right? But that's basically like all I could think of it with it right now. So yeah, and that's about it that I have to really mention about it. So yeah, back to my normal, like the original recording of the presents. Either way, it was a fun present, and I'm glad the DLC had new things to show. And what? The first DLC is releasing next month? Well, anyways, that was the video. What did you guys think of the DLC's trailer? How do you feel about the DLC right now? Because I'd like to hear your thoughts, you know? And in any case, thank you guys so much for watching, and have a wonderful day. Bye!